I saw the Dave Chappelle Sticks and Stones Netflix special, and I laughed and I kikied. And I'm trash. And I'm okay with that. Let's talk about it. One of the things I like about Dave Chappelle is the fact that he is a storyteller. The great comedians tell great stories. Richard Pryor was another one that told great stories. So this whole comedy special was about great storytelling. He talked about so many things in his special, and he went from Anthony Bourdain, and he talked about how he ended his life. You know what I'm saying? And even though on the outside we thought this dude was living his best life, he gives us a story about a friend of his who could want to end his life and never did. See, that's the genius and the magic about this special. That's the genius and the magic about Dave Chappelle. So he's calling out the cancel culture. He's talking about the Michael Jackson documentary. He doesn't believe it. He's basically saying like it's not believable. You just can't say that these things happen based off of the way that these people are saying these things. He went into this whole spiel about Macaulay Culkin and about how if somebody was going to be a prime candidate, it would have been Macaulay Culkin, and nothing happened to Macaulay. And again, it's that borderline where it's over the line, it's distasteful, but it's comedy. He's talking about the R. Kelly documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, and how he got approached to be in it. And he's like, well, I don't even know him. So what am I going to talk about? We never hung out. I didn't do anything like that. I don't know him. Why am I in it? And how he kind of got vilified and stuff like that. And it's funny stuff. And that's when he kind of segues into this whole N-word versus F-word situation that we got going on, where we already know, yo, don't say the N-word. But then he was like the F-word, the one that's associated with the LGBTQIA LMNOP community. I'm a member of the LGBTQ community. I know exactly what they're talking about. So talking about F-bombs and N-bombs, and how when he was doing his show, like, look, he always had censors coming to him saying, yo, you can't say that word. You can't say that word. And it was just interesting to get his take on it. He even talks about the fact that, you know, the gay people might get mad, but they're there with their wives. Like, he went on everybody. He talked about white people, black people, gay people, every child. When he got to the whole situation about the LGBTQ community, okay, and he gave the analogy of driving a car, and you got the G from the LGBTQ driver, and you've got the L in the passenger seat, you got the B in the back and the T on the side. I hollered. He's talking about the division amongst the community. Yo, we say LGBTQIA LMNOP, you know what I'm saying? But it's division amongst that, and there are factions amongst that, and it's not all just this one cohesive unit. It's a whole lot going on. You get what I'm saying? And the fact that he was able to take that analogy, talk about driving a car, and just talk about the different roles, and just talk about how the different lenses and perspectives, and talking about the transgender community, and a lot of people didn't like about it, but it's comedy. It's subjective. Some people got it, some people did not. And he covers several other topics that have been happening in our country, and it's been major news. And of course, the mass shootings and, you know, Second Amendment. And that's a big hot topic. It was funny when he was like, yo, you know, black people can save this country. Everybody go register for a firearm. That will be the change we need. He started talking about the opioid crisis in this country, and he started talking about how that is looked at differently than when crack hit. And then he was able to make the analogy and compare and contrast brilliantly, may I add. And he's basically saying, okay, white folks, I get y'all now. When y'all saw crack, y'all didn't get it. Y'all didn't understand. You didn't care. So we see the opioid crisis. Okay, we get it. We don't understand it. We don't care. When he started talking about Jussie Smollett, that's when I really started hollering, because he basically dragged dude all up and down the street by that rope that them brothers bought from the hardware store. Yo, Dave must have found it and said, yo, let me drag you. I got you. He let Jussie Smollett have it, or Jussie Smollett, as he kept calling him, and he dubbed him in his comedy special. He basically gave a timeline of events, and he was echoing a lot of sentiments in the African-American community. Stuff wasn't adding up. You decided to go out late in Chicago in a polar vortex to get a sandwich. You get what I'm saying? Like, he dragged him. He roasted him. He eviscerated him. That was some of the funniest stuff. Like when he broke down the whole MAGA situation, and how racist people would probably talk and what they would be aware of and unaware of. And he was like, all that stuff that Jussie Smollett put out there. He was like, that's stuff I'd say. Not no MAGA people. Like, it was brilliant because it was funny. It was thoughtful, provocative, and it spoke to something that's happening, and it hit the climate like, yo, all of this stuff. He checked all the boxes. There's a lot of contrarians that didn't like it. And that's how I feel like it's so good, because there's controversy. Funny as hell. I'm so glad I got a chance to watch this. I'm gonna watch it again. I laugh. I'm a gay man, LGBTQ community, LGBTQIA elemental P, all that stuff he said, it didn't offend me. I laugh, and I'm trash. And I'm gonna wrap this up with this, y'all. I was feeling bad about being trash because I laughed. I laughed so hard. But then I thought about somebody that has been a shining example of what trash can do. Oscar the Grouch, Sesame Street. Dude was so self-aware that he knew he was trash. He knew he was garbage, but he knew he was such trash that he decided to embody that and make that his whole shtick. I'ma live in a trash can. He got in that trash can and he owned it, and he was mean and all that, and he ain't have two bleeps to give to nobody. So shout out to Oscar the Grouch for being trash and being proud of it. And shout out to me for being trash and being proud of it and laughing my ass off at Dave Chappelle. And shout out to you. If you laughed your ass off, you're trash, and welcome to the family, child. But look, what did y'all think of the special? What was your favorite parts? What did you laugh the most at? Put everything in the comment section below if you can, please. Throw a like on the video, subscribe and share. It's greatly appreciated. I'm Jaded Nerd. I'll talk to y'all next time.